trucks driving back and forth across there. And
Well, there was a semi pulling a semi on Shannon route that I think was hoping to go through town. And he's going to do the detours after it's outside.
Oh, I saw the lights flashing.
All right, if we could get a roll call, please.
Yeah.
Allen,
Yes.
Miller,
here,
Shevitz.
Here.
Minders.
Yes.
Reuter.
Here.
Lampy.
here.
All right, we have four. Could say the pledge of allegiance.
I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
All right, I just have a few things here. The first is we've started doing the email list, or gathering emails for it. It costs just a few $100s on our end to do that with our website designer. It obviously will not be pinpoint being able to target specific locations here in Shannon, but anyone who wants to sign up, I can send out alerts that way, like the water main break today and boil order. It all has to be hand put in when we receive emails, but once it's there, I just send a general email to burner email address, and it sends it out to everyone individually. So it was only a few $100s all in, so much cheaper than the $1,000 per year plus $1,000 installation that we were looking at originally. So that'll be going out in the water bills this month. They already have been. They'll go out next month, and I'll make a Facebook post at some point too to collect email addresses for anyone who would like to be on that server list. Been talking to IDOT a little bit more. It seems that we are not going to be fixing the culvert ourselves. They're putting it into their
Sewer line, not the culvert.
You're correct, thank you. They'll be fixing that. They told us not to do anything at the current time. They just needed to know we approved it, and they're putting it into their plans. So
They just want us to pay for it.
that's my understanding as of right now. So
Fairground's not been like that.
well, I had contacted Fairgrounds because it was my understanding we were supposed to do this now, but they just wanted answers now. So that money will not be leaving our account anytime soon, but we have approved it, and I signed and told IDOT we will be doing that. So that is locked in, even though the money will not be leaving our account anytime soon by the sound of it.
So could that be eligible for leftover funds then?
That's the question. Are you talking about
The sewer problem, the sewer line
leftover funds from what?
from the
bypass funds.
bypass funds. I'm sorry, thank you.
Yeah.
I had sent Darren an email originally when I received the list of items that IDOT wanted us to fix or otherwise commit to, and essentially none of it, he said, was eligible for bypass funds.
Wonderful.
So we'll know more. I'll let the board know more when I know more, but as of right now, that's my understanding of those projects. Then just briefly, since we had an issue with the owl this month, I'll be getting on YouTube Live by myself during one of my office hours this month. So if anyone sees the village going live, it's just me playing around with our YouTube and trying to see what happened there and play around with some of the settings. And that's really all I have for now. Any trustees have any comments before we get to business items?
When will does anybody remember when Fairgrounds said we would know
A
about,
few months, I think March.
February, March, he said.
Yeah.
well, March plus 1 day, then we need to get at that. It's literally gonna cost us an arm and a leg. We'll be lucky if this doesn't cost 20 grand. Anyway,
If you haven't driven down Market Street, there is a 10-foot hole in the middle of Market Street right now.
a 10-foot hole would be a gross understatement.
No, because when I went
10 foot deep.
10 foot
Yeah.
deep.
when I left work, I went Pearl City because I had to go to Freeport.
2 water main breaks on
I saw
Market
the
Street. And another water main was,
Water
hit.
service.
Water service line was hit by Surf Internet as well.
That's up at High Crest on that end of town.
That'll be taken care
I was
of.
gonna
They're
say,
working
thank you
on
for
that,
don't
yeah.
they?
That's
they'll
not
pay
really
for
a concern to us
It's just
generally.
more aggravating than anything.
Right.
They'll take care of it.
Same day that the water main is broken.
Yeah,
Thank
exactly.
you.
Does anybody remember when Tom was here and he showed the great big chunk of pipe that they took out with all the holes in it? we're literally right next to that. The break today is literally right next to where they took that chunk of pipe out. So, moving on, sorry.
No problem.
It's been no secret that we need to do it.
All right, any other comments on anything now on the agenda? Very good. Approval of the financial report. If you have any questions, Nicole will be happy to answer them.
What is the cash withdrawal? It says cash for $1,500.
That would have been the Christmas bonus stuff,
Oh, gotcha. Okay.
correct?
So that way there's no taxes. or-
Sorry, it just stuck out to me funny. I was like, I don't
No,
ever
that's
remember
good.
seeing that down there before.
Once a year.
Might want to refer to that more specifically than just cash withdrawal.
That probably would be a good idea.
Get notate, yeah.
Yeah. That's all we need is that being questioned. But
Is this just printed out from the bank or is this something Erica actually makes herself?
This,
Yeah.
me, I do it. It's from our QuickBooks, so whenever we do bills, I just put in a date.
Can you just change this cash to Christmas bonus?
Yeah.
Thank you. Any other questions on the financial report?
What the Peyton or something. That's only $50.
I think, the, over by the sewer or whatever, I think he mows
Oh, okay.
over there. By the, burn pile, there's like a
Oh.
patch that the town.
I always screwed that up.
And Z-Mon is our credit card.
All right, do I have a motion?
Can I ask what US Blue Book is out of the water and sewer fund? Third down, fourth down from the top, $621. I know what I think it is, but is that really what it is?
I don't know.
what do you think it is?
Where you blue book the price of a vehicle? I thought that was free.
Yeah, that is free, but I don't know that that's what that is.
Necessarily what that is.
I can look it up for you.
Because that's KBB, Kelly Blue Book. That wouldn't be US.
You're right.
Blue Book.
I'm sure if Terry or Denise were here, they could tell us exactly what that is, but.
We can look it up later, but yeah.
I will.
I'll move with
Move to pass the consent agenda.
that, yes, sorry.
Rooter first.
Oh, second.
Allen?
No.
Miller?
Yep.
Shevitz?
Yes.
Binder?
Yes.
Reuter?
Yes.
Andy?
Yes.
All right, Kyle, you're doing our report today?
Other than the water main break and surf internet is back working, everything else was going well.
Okay, good to know.
They were doing maintenance on snow plows and that's about it.
Very good.
Whatever happened to the locator? Did he get a bid? Do you know, did we ever get a bid on that?
He wants to wait till spring. He has a very good reason. I don't know what it is, but
Okay.
he's told me a couple of times he wants to wait till spring.
Okay.
He has a really good reason. They just don't remember what the really good reason is. I'm sorry.
You know, and I forgot public comments.
It boils down, and it boils down to expenses also. I mean, it's not a free undertaking, unfortunately.
Yeah.
You were on a roll there.
I know, I'm so sorry.
As far as
The floor is yours.
the locator, the.
Maybe after Kyle stops talking.
Sorry. Sorry.
always like to make sure I hear what Kyle's up to.
Yeah, that'd be good.
The he asked about the locator. We haven't bought one yet because the surf internet people have 3 of them in town anytime they're in town. So anytime we need, they told us we could use theirs.
And on that matter, on High Crest, that water leak, did that require a boil order also then?
Depending if they lose water or not, it might, but that'll be the one house.
Oh, okay, so it won't be down in countryside.
No, it's
It's
just,
just a service.
it's
line.
just a little line going to an individual house.
Okay, yeah, all right. So I didn't notice that there was any status update on the police hiring, so that's what I was curious, as you probably all know. I'm interested in that. So yeah, I would like to know what the status is of hiring, and you probably know there was a meth arrest in Shannon in December, as reported by the Mirror Democrat. I thought when Sheriff Klepping was here, he reported, he gave the report and he very much emphasized the fact that, you know, police presence is the big deterrent. And I lived most of my life in unincorporated Illinois, so we had county protection. I was lucky enough that we didn't see them very often, and it was very common knowledge that you knew that the county was always in troubled spots or towns or areas. That's where they spent most of their time. So if you're gonna spend $80,000 to $100,000 to pay the county, we're probably not gonna get that presence that Sheriff Clucking said was so important when he talked to us. So I know it's hard to find good help. It's hard to find people. I understand that, but I'd just like to advocate for a couple retired police officers if you could find them.
Sure.
I don't know if there's other sources for police protection, but I'd like to advocate for that.
Sure.
Thank you.
And just to give you an update, I'll be getting the job postings up and probably tomorrow, if not the next day. There was an update I gave to the board that might have put a pause to it, or at least I wanted them to consider it. I didn't hear back from any of them to put it on the agenda, so I'll be moving forward with what we said at the special meeting, which is posting for part-time chief and part-time officers, a full-time chief, and I will start working with the county to see if there is anything there. So that's where we're at right now, but that's why the postings had not been done, because there was an update on the back end, but none of the trustees asked to add it to the agenda, so we will be moving forward with what was said at the December 17th meeting.
Do you have a job description for those positions?
It had gone with the original update, or with the original posting back in October. There was a job description for that. There's not for a part-time position yet, though. I will update it accordingly. Mostly the chief in a part-time role, I imagine, will be back in the office most of the time, but I have not done that yet.
Okay, thank you.
All right. Comprehensive zoning ordinance, we're here.
Do we have a map or something we can?
I do have a map. I'll have to update it, or I'll have to make copies of it, but I mean, it's not official. It has to be sent to Fair Graham,
Right.
but
I think we could adopt the ordinance with that.
Yeah.
And just substitute in the actual completed one when they actually go out to the program.
yep, I think that'd be fine.
We need to crayon one of their maps.
Well, you know, one of the
Ideas.
That is, it's just a small thing.
He used markers.
Yeah.
So at any rate, I do not have them stapled together just because we need to insert that in.
Well, first we need a motion to adopt the comprehensive zoning
I make the
rewrite.
motion to adopt the comprehensive zoning rewrite.
Second.
First by Nancy. Do I have a second?
Alan.
My apologies.
Do we have a color copier?
We do have a color copy in mind.
We do.
Wow.
We're moving up in the world.
Alan.
Yes.
Miller.
Yep.
Shevitz.
Yes.
Minders.
Yes.
Ruder.
No,
Mancy.
Yes.
All right.
gotta get sent him on damn line.
He just wanted more space.
Is it the last one?
Last page.
Thank you.
codifiers coming through again. There's,
Well, I think they were just on the financial report, $500. American Eagle publication?
I don't know if that is or not. Sterling Codifiers is who does our, that might be what they look like, that's who does the village code.
Because if you go, I think if you go to the.
I think it's been a while since, I know it's been a while since I've got the updated pages, so.
If you go to this is American
Is this
Legal
one
Publishing here, so that's what I assumed it was.
You may need to have them, because like I said, the code books are gonna have to be updated, particularly with this one.
Yeah, this one under the, this will get posted online separately for the time being.
There's that guy down there.
Oh, you guys are quick over there.
That's around.
We don't even have one signed yet.
Is that one done?
Yeah. This one is,
I have to turn that one apart yet here. I'll walk, you stay, you sign. There you go.
I say it's 32 pages, so.
You killed a tree. Or it's dead.
And I'll make postings online for home occupations. Just as a reminder, we changed home occupations from a special use permit that required notice and publication to just a feeless permit. So I'll get that on the website.
Is that one done?
I haven't signed this one
One,
yet.
2, 3, 4, 5. Go for it. Number 6.
USA Blue Book is a supplier of equipment and supplies for water and wastewater treatment plants.
Cool.
As far as what was purchased,
This is
you can
complete.
look that up still.
No, that's perfect. Those are done. Pass those to.
It does look weird though.
What's that?
It does look weird though.
Yes, it does.
Right?
You,
Yes,
and I
it
go have to
does.
sign those 3.
I'll be the last person to sign this.
All right.
Go in order.
And like I say, I'm sure I just assume from now on that you're always gonna be at the meeting, so I don't have to have you cross her name out, write yours in.
That was a little out of order, something happened. All right, any more going around, or is that it?
I think that's it.
There should be 4 altogether.
Perfect,
Two,
and then we'll make copies of this
3.
before you go.
Yep.
All right, great. Second is the personnel manual. You get a chance to look
I
at
did,
it?
I think it's a substantial improvement.
All right, I did not send my draft copy out to the board because there were a few things I wanted to touch on, and then March is usually when we do or talk about pay raises, and I think it'd be a good idea to have this passed by March and maybe get some more concrete details with our employees so we understand exactly what they are doing right now and that they understand their rights and responsibilities under the handbook. But the few things I did want to talk about is currently, I have this current handbook. Currently, we have 8 holidays at the moment, which is far less than, well, federal holidays, but also the surrounding holidays. My recommendation is going to be to up that to 14 to put us more in line with bank holidays and the surrounding communities. And nothing needs to be voted on right now, but I'm going to be sending this out for the next agenda, though it certainly can be voted on. But I just wanted to let you guys know where I am and get input so I can change this draft personnel manual in the event things need to be changed. So that's one change. The other is currently each of our employees gets 6 personal days a year, which accounts for sick time and any other reason that's not vacation. It also does not roll over year to year. I think that's a little low. I just base it off of what I get at work, which is 10 days every year. And I think it makes sense for some number of those days to roll over year to year. be looking for input on that. Like I said, currently it's 6 sick days or personal days as they're called. My suggestion is to roll it up to 10 and allow them to roll over half of that every year.
And I know there's been some changes in that Family and Medical Leave Act as to how many side. I didn't get a chance to look at that. The other question was the whole exempt employee thing as to how we're paying overtime or not paying overtime.
Yeah, exempt and non-exempt is something we need to look at because I think, whether you're eligible for comp time or not. Now, the village can, it's my understanding the village can go into agreements with people who aren't normally comp time eligible to give them comp time, but we need to look into that more specifically and make sure each of the roles are defined, at least generally. The village can change what it would like, but at least make sure that
How many holidays do we have currently?
we have 8,
And we would go with, and you think we would go with 14?
14, correct.
Just give them a week of vacation, let them take whatever they want.
Well, that's separate from holidays, so there's our current holiday
No, I'm
schedule.
saying leave the 8. Instead of mandating they have to take 7 more off, give them a week of vacation, they can take off whatever they want.
So as of right now.
That way we would always have a little more coverage, if you know what I'm saying.
Sure, as of right now, I think every single one of our employees, other than Nicole here, is more than, that's 2 weeks. So you're just saying, instead of giving them 6 additional paid
Instead of
holidays a
making
year.
them take off President's Day, no offense, the more non-family get-together holidays,
So you're
if that
saying,
makes any sense.
Right, like Columbus and.
Yeah, instead of mandating they take off Columbus Day or whatever other day that we dream of, how about we
We
just
should
give them
have
an extra
Veterans
week
Day
of
off.
vacation, let them
Big
choose.
proponent for that, but
yeah. So upping this to 3 weeks of vacation, starting at year 2 instead of 2, is what you would suggest. Input?
That way it gives them more flexibility and then then 6 days a year, we're not gonna go, we have no one here. And then nights like tonight happen and
No one's here.
no one's here.
I mean,
Just a thought.
I know
Talk
one of
to
the reasons to
employees.
keep the holiday schedules is because the banks aren't open on those days, so at least for.
The water main don't require a bank.
Well, that's true, but they'll be able to be here regardless if that water main broke, unless he was gone. Any other input on vacation versus holidays?
Why not just add a week at 5 years, so you get 1 week, and then at 2 years, you get 2 weeks, at 5 years, you get, I'm doing that right. At 5 years, you get 3 weeks, and then what do we have at 10 year?
4 weeks.
4 weeks.
Yeah,
So
I
spread out like that, so we can get, versus here's 3 at 2, and then,
what about holidays? Do you
I
want
feel
up the
like 3
numbers?
to 2 years.
I wouldn't hate to cut down a few of those.
All right.
Um,
I did not add Juneteenth, which is a bank holiday in some of our other
For now,
municipalities. Well, that's true.
Veterans Day, which I'm a huge proponent for.
So just to clarify.
They go to school on Veterans Day. Huge problem with that.
So there are our current holidays.
And unless and I hate to say it, is Tuesday the big day here at the office or Monday? I don't remember.
Currently it's Tuesday,
Tuesday afternoon,
just so you can see.
No,
them
I
both
mean
at the
where
same
where
time.
someone's here a whole day is Tuesday.
Tuesday, yeah.
That would eliminate.
All right, so take off Martin Luther King Day, Lincoln's birthday, President's Day, take those off again.
Columbus Day,
Columbus Day.
Columbus Day.
pretty much majority of what you had.
I was just gonna say, I think the 8 that we had was probably about right. I mean, that's what's on my work. I think outside of a bank.
Hey, government job, I'll tell you, I get 14 holidays a year.
But I
The
don't,
court's closed.
like the Lincoln's birthday and
Yeah.
President's Day is a unique thing to Illinois.
Yeah.
Closes everything both, that's where
So
both
from the
places go.
19th,
All right,
we went back to
2-1.
school. Or went back
So the
to-
other two then would be Veterans Day and Election
And then
Day
she
on
has her
election
vacation.
year, so that's every other year. What do you think about that? You wanna remove those two?
I'm sorry, Ryan, will you say that one more time?
The last two that are new are the Election Day, every other year, and Veterans Day.
Election Day, I would say, is probably unnecessary. Don't we need our clerk working during elections, or? is
I mean,
that
we
not-
did this last year.
Well,
I'm just saying.
Yeah, all right. Election day off? Is that the general sentiment?
I was cool with the 8th, but that's up to you guys.
Yeah, I mean, I was fine with the 8 that we had,
What's
but
a day off?
What?
What's a day off?
I mean, even when I get a day off, I don't get a day off.
We don't have days off.
Should we add Veterans
Don't have
Day?
days
Yes.
off.
Okay, we will add one new holiday then. And-
Thank you. 9.
Farmers in the hospital, that's a day off.
And then we are going to do 5 years of service, but less than 10 years of service will be 3 weeks, 120 hours. All right, very good.
Does it
The
discuss-
probationary period, did you do anything with that probationary period?
You know, I got rid of it just because we can always fire anyone at will, so it doesn't make sense to me to have a probationary
Okay.
period, at least, I mean, you can still hire someone and say you're on probation for 3 months, but we can add it back in. Actually, I don't, let me double check. It's
The
been a
whole-
while. Yeah.
When we hired, well, first, pre-Bodie, let's not even go with the name, but pre-Bodie, and then Bodie, you know, having that meeting at 3 months or 6 months, and that's not all a bad thing.
No, I think.
Call it whatever you like.
But you can do a 3-month review without saying they're on probation.
Yeah.
Illinois,
No.
I mean, it's an at-will state.
I understand, but I'm saying,
To have
Everyone's on
reviews.
probation
I would
for their
not-
entire work.
no, I agree. I would not get rid of that part.
Okay.
Consistent reviews wouldn't be a bad thing to
Yes.
have,
Yes.
whether it's 6 months, 3 months.
Especially when
Annually.
Well, annually, once you're hired, but
Yeah.
when you're brand new,
Yeah, every 3 years.
Once-
yeah.
once a quarter is okay.
Right, I agree.
After 1 year.
Yeah, I did change this. Nicole noted, I gave all our employees the 1 week of vacation right away. You used to have to work a year. I mean, we only have like 5 employees, so obviously only one person is currently impacted by that, but I mean,
You just got a week of vacation instead of a week of mandated vacation. Now you can
Just got
take
an
it all
extra
at
holiday,
once.
huh?
Right. One extra day. How dare.
all right. Another thing is,
It's you had brought up comp time about who is eligible for it, and is that covered in, it was covered in the old one? I mean,
no,
not
no.
really.
Not really, not at all. It goes to whether you're an exempt or non-exempt employee, which in some fashion is whether you're in a supervisory role doing or overseeing so many people, which no one qualifies for. But if you don't oversee so many people, there's another category. What I can tell you is the police chief does not qualify for comp time under our rules. I did learn that. I believe Bodie does. I have to check. And
There's also like a de minimis pay thing, I mean,
Yeah.
that's relatively new, that if they have to make more than a certain amount of money before they can be considered exempt too.
Why
yeah.
don't you just pay them the overtime?
Well, might be a good idea to do contracts with employees and then we can decide what we want to do, but by default, there's rules that decide whether you're a comp time eligible employee or not. So I think that's why it's a good idea in March, once we pass this, once we go over the handbook with our employees, to put down at least an understanding, contract is to, create a word to say, we're on the same page here.
And how is that currently monitored and accounted for?
I don't think it is. I
It's up
mean,
to
For what?
They
It's
spend
been
it
up to the individual.
employee being on their
System.
honor, so.
Right. It's been
And
an honor system.
until more recently, it's not been an issue, sadly.
Yeah, I did.
For what, like holidays and vacations?
No.
No, comp time.
Oh.
Where Bodie and Brady are plowing for 12 hours and they only are technically on the clock for 8. They
Okay.
get 4 hours comp time.
I know Bodie and Perry individually keep track of their own.
Yeah,
It's an honor system. That's what it is right now.
We have great employees right now. That isn't always guaranteed to, so
oh, this has bitten us in the hump before.
yeah, I think that needs to change. I think
Uh-huh.
someone outside of the actual employee needs to monitor and keep track of the comp time.
And I
That's what a
think,
time clock's for.
yeah, I agree. I did put in this section, at least for non-comp time for overtime, where only the supervisor can approve you for 4 hours. So Bodie could approve Brady for 4 hours without coming to me or the board. I could approve someone up to 10 hours, so I could approve Bodie to do what he needs to do. or the board can do more than 10 hours, just to try to give some oversight, at least to the number of hours someone can claim. I'm certain there's a better way to do it than this, but that was kind of my attempt
You're
to
gonna have
reel
to
it
do,
in.
we'd have to do better than that in the winter.
Well,
There's some winters
in
that wouldn't
emergency,
work for a week.
and I think I have in here, except in cases of emergency,
Okay.
which is defined, but that was my attempt because it is just the honor system right now. So if we want to do time cards, it's certainly something
I
we
think
can talk
Lanark has
about.
like an app where they can,
I was gonna
Yeah,
say,
that's
isn't there
not a
an
good
app
thing.
or
You don't
something?
want an app.
Well,
well, that way you
Well,
can,
couldn't there
you
be-
can punch in instead of having to actually like go into the building.
That
If it
defeats
comes
the-
into town.
Purpose though, right?
There's
Like,
no oversight.
there's no oversight, so I
Unless it's
can
true.
log into my app and be like, did he?
well, what if they
But I
keep
think it,
track of it on their
I think
notes?
I
app
think
or
it
something?
keeps track of your location too. So like when
Okay.
you, I
Like where
think-
you're at?
Yes.
Okay.
I believe. Don't quote me on that.
Okay.
I'll have to ask more questions
You will.
to Lanark, but I'm
Maybe
pretty
post
sure.
on Facebook tomorrow morning.
I know, right?
So, all right, we'll look into that. We could do just a time card, say you have to clock in here at Village Hall right when you come into work every day. That wouldn't be too much of a burden for our employees, I imagine.
Yeah.
Okay, we'll look into that.
Like you're saying, get an actual time clock, is what you think?
Something to that effect, yeah.
Well, then buy two. Put one over there, one over here.
Okay,
I would say Brady and Bill get a lot of time.
all right. Right now, both in our current personnel handbook and the way I've written it, we are a 40-hour work week job. But at least the way it's practiced now is that the half-hour lunch and 15-minute breaks are paid, just so everyone understands what that means. So it's 35 hours of work and 5 hours of paid lunch and breaks. I think for the chief of police, we certainly want, I think the understanding with the former chief of police and all other chief of police, it's 40 hours plus breaks. But at least in practice with all our other employees, it's 40 hours including lunch and break, so.
I think that's pretty standard everywhere.
Right.
Yeah.
So, just wanna make sure we understand that. Other work. Currently, right now, our personnel manual does not allow our employees to have other work. It hasn't been enforced at all, so.
That's not
How can you tell them what you got wrong?
It has not been enforced, so I changed that to, they just have to let us know. That's not what it is. It's somewhere here. Make sure we all are in agreement with
Outside
that.
employment in the second job must be approved by the president and board of trustees.
How about notified?
Yeah, as long as they're fulfilling their duties that they have
Exactly.
here, I don't
Right.
have an issue with what they do on their off time. I don't need to know or vote on it.
Okay,
We don't need to talk about it.
all right.
Right.
If it becomes an issue to where
I just said,
taken away from what they're supposed to be doing here, then we have a problem, but
I just said here, no outside business or employment that could reasonably interfere with your village responsibilities. But I can change it to even lesser language if needed. Say,
Yeah.
you may work outside so long as.
so long as it doesn't interfere with, yeah.
All right.
Whole 2 sentences for some paragraph.
Just making it clear, village president is the chief supervisor, so I'm the supervisors of the supervisors. I think that's clear and that's how it's done, but it's never been put in.
Everything else was set up with the various committee heads.
Correct,
Chop that tree down.
right.
God, that's not.
The other thing that I have not added in here, I don't believe, but I think it's a good idea and it certainly helped us, is that all employment decisions by the supervisor or the chief supervisor can be reviewed by the board if they ask for it. So I'll add that back into it if the board agrees. I think that's a good idea and a good practice. It just ensures that if I want to terminate someone, they have the right to stay employed and come in front of this board and present their case, and the board can decide, or they can not exercise that, and then that'll be it. So we'll add that back in.
Obviously, are there extenuating circumstances where it would be an extreme sort of thing?
Well, my hope is that if it was that extenuating, they wouldn't demand to be
That's
brought.
true.
So if someone's petty and they want to be brought from the village board, that'll.
Yeah.
It'll be a short meeting, I imagine, but
Sure, okay.
so. Did anyone else get a chance to read our old personnel manual and have any comments or thoughts on it?
I read
I
it.
know one thing I started to look at is with the whole, and I think it's an issue that needs to be addressed, is people using their personal devices for village business and vice versa. To, you know, there needs to be kind of a rigid separation there, because that can raise all sorts of problems when things crop up too.
All right.
Yeah, Ryan.
You're not
Sorry.
personnel,
You got the
you're
laptop.
elected officials. So.
What's that?
You got the laptop.
Fine.
I get the laptop.
He's still fine.
And that, well, we should talk about that, because I specifically put in here thinking about cell phones that we pay for, saying when you're, you know, it can be used for reasonable personal use. So I put that in here specifically because I was thinking about the cell phones for Bodie, and we just looked at the AT&T bill, and there's a few devices, but there's gonna be an iPad that's gonna be put on as well. So I put in here reasonable personal use, okay. Otherwise, Bodie's gonna have to go buy his own cell phone outside of the village cell phone. So what are your thoughts on that, kid?
Well, I mean, you know, my only concern is that if there's anything that's either foiable or discoverable, and particularly if you have a situation where somebody leaves, like we recently happened, if they have personal devices that may have village files, information,
Well, and I think-
otherwise on that, it can be difficult to retrieve those things, and it might be important to retrieve those things.
I think maybe if you make it rigid into where they have to use the village provided, but they can use the device provided for them for personal use, knowing that stuff on that device is
Very much foiable.
foiable.
I mean, you know, I guess, you know, nobody has a problem with, hey, would you pick up a gallon of milk on the way home versus, you know, my outside occupation, I'm taking orders for, you know, whatever I'm doing on the side on village devices and things like that, where, you know, conversely, if there's some sort of litigation, then the village could get dragged into discovery problems. If, you know, say, for example, the employee is running some sort of side business, they're using village devices even peripherally to do that, you know, that could, you know, potentially be a problem too. So
Maybe another thing is for cell phones, or, you know, the iPad is village property. I don't know if the cell phone we bought for Bodie, are you using his personal one and we're just paid for the service?
He has the phone for just strictly.
Oh, it's just,
Mhm.
he has his own personal one as well? Okay, well, that solved that problem then.
Just say he has two separate ones, don't they? Yeah. That's what it used to have.
Well, then we can make a clean cut, I suppose. I don't think there's any other devices that are like that. Okay, very good.
At one time, we had a police department phone. Where did that go?
It's in the drawer.
In the drawer.
Okay, well, at least we know where it
We
is.
actually have two.
That's half the battle.
Highlight that to change. All right, any other comments on the old personnel manual, if you had a chance to read it, about anything that needed change?
you know, getting rid of the laundry list of infractions is a good idea, and it's,
Yes, I think I said it before, but our old personnel manual was a chain grocery stores manual.
right,
It wasn't particularly updated.
Oh,
for our village.
a village trustee who worked at Cub Foods had somebody from their HR department draw up a personnel policy. So it was basically a unionized private business as opposed to a non-unionized government entity, which we are. So I think what Ryan's come up with is much, much better than.
Yeah, I just made it clear this is not a progressive disciplinary structure. Where in the old policy, I don't think it says that explicitly, though I think it's implied, other than if something severe happens. So it's just clear here. We can release anyone for any reason. We don't have to give a verbal warning before a written warning. We don't have to suspend someone before they're demoted, whatever it may be. They're all still here. It's just clear that it is not progressive. Any other comments? And I'll get this around once I update these few things so you can look at it in full. There's a lot of legalese and a lot of sections, obviously. It went from 6 to 16 pages, so there's a lot in here. I don't think any of it will be objectionable to anyone, but you can look it over and we can formally adopt it in February.
And then once it's adopted, you will have individual meetings with all the employees and have them sign off on
Well,
the new policy then?
they'll definitely get a copy. They'll definitely get a copy and sign off on it. Like I said, I think it might be worthwhile to do some understanding to make sure that we're on the same page. Because I'm thinking about some of our employees, like Perry, for example. Her hours are sporadic all over the place. She's expected to work holidays. She's expected to work whatever day of the week she needed. So what happens when she works on Christmas, which she does every year? Does she get comp time for those Christmas hours that she worked because it's a village holiday? I know what we're doing informally now, but I think it might be a good idea to at least put some
Write that down.
understanding. Yes,
Right.
correct.
Does she qualify as an exempt employee to begin
Well,
with?
that's another good question.
Probably.
And if she doesn't, then the village board will have to say we are going into a comp time agreement with her. So I just wanna, I think it would be worthwhile after our March meeting where we do personnel to get into some, I would say formal understanding with each of our employees, to make sure we're all on the same page, instead of just going based about what we have been doing.
Yep.
All right, maybe we'll skip ahead to 4 quick before 3, just in case anyone wants to go into executive session on 3. Water and sewer rates.
Dun, dun, dun.
I'll let someone else start this.
I'll be the unpopular one. We need to look at raising our rates. I know this is gonna be extremely unpopular, but we are significantly behind the 8 ball on where we're at and what we need. And we've had decades of people not wanting to do that because
It was unpopular.
it's unpopular, which has gotten us here. So I'll be the unpopular one and start the conversation with, I think we need to look at this and I think we need to raise rates. And I know
You
that
about,
is,
like, what are you thinking? To what, from 112?
Are we behind on garbage again?
No, we're ahead right now until the new contract next year.
Okay,
With our
which our
$1
expectation
raise.
is,
that's gonna go
that's
up.
going to go up probably significantly.
We are the cheapest garbage in the area.
And Lanark just increased their rate by $7, if I'm not mistaken.
I brought that in if you want it, Miles. This is what Lana did, reported by the Mirror Democrat.
Thank you.
$7 wasn't all on garbage, it was water, sewer, and garbage, right?
Yeah, it was 2, 4, and 1.
And we already increased our garbage by 1 at the end of last year, which covers the expense and makes up for us subsidizing garbage last year as well.
And when we did the major increase several years back, when we did the new well project,
2019,
yes,
2017, excuse me.
that was strictly just to cover that one project and give us no buffer for any future projects.
No, there was an O&M, there was $4 or $5 of O&M, but we burned through most of that.
And that was on the water end of it, I believe, not the
Yes, it
sewer
was.
end of it.
No sewer.
So it was,
That was all
so it was
water.
the IETA loan plus $4.
Yes.
That's what you guys did last time.
That's where we come up with the extra money in the water and sewer fund over the last umpteen years.
Because it takes that long to even.
Because
build up
it
what we've
takes
got
that long,
now.
yes.
Right.
Well,
But
my-
the
There,
little
no,
bit
there
that-
was money built in back then. Now, between expenses going up of electricity, things going wrong.
Water
things
may break
breaking,
every year.
We have burnt through most.
Between 2019 to now, the cost of
Yes.
things going up, that $4 is eaten up and then some.
Yes.
Well, my question is, the O&M budget, or the account right now, is our healthiest budget, other than our EPA debt repayment, which we can't touch.
Which we say the healthiest, but realistically, if we had a large emergency, that would be ate up like that.
Read the two numbers.
O&M, 203,000 roughly. General
If we
fund is
replaced a block of
177.
water main, that wouldn't cover.
Well, the project we just approved is
Yeah.
$200,000
Yeah.
collectively.
So yes, it's healthy
It's
now
healthy,
until.
it's healthy
we
for a
need-
household budget.
Right.
As far as the municipality, it's a joke.
Well, my question is.
If we don't get these bypass funds, that won't pay for 20% of our,
We're still
of
having
our
the
water
loan and
main.
everything
Nope.
else, and we're still.
That needs to be redone. That's being worked on and dug up right now as
Digging
we
out the
speak
hole.
for.
Yep.
For,
Literally.
And you guys put that into effect before the IEPA.
If that went into that rate increase, I believe went into effect in 2017, literally 2 full years, so we could start raising money to start making the loan repayment schedule.
Well, that doesn't make sense because, well, I'm not saying that's not true, but at $4 for the 337 billable water connections per year, that's $16,000, and for 9 years, that only totals $145,000. So where's the other 50 coming from? This O&M.
That's not, I think it's more than $4. I think it was 6. Try 6.
Jeez, get your numbers right.
I didn't say 4. He did.
Oh, hey, look at that. That's much closer. So
Yeah.
somewhere under $6.
I think-
Well, it might be $6 because we've definitely spent some of that O&M since I've been here, at least 10,000. So
I think it was 6.
there was some type of fund put into place.
You gotta remember, that was also close to a decade ago.
I was just saying that took 9 years to build that. 9.
Uh-huh.
9 years for a project, and it's all going away with one.
One project.
One project that's
And we have
necessary.
another project that's more pressing than that one project
Mm-hmm.
that wouldn't even be a drop in the bucket to take care of that project.
And understand, we did $1 million worth of water improvements when we did the water tower. That wasn't $1 million, it was $900,000. Then we got rid of the last problem child of water mains. This is just the recent one.
I know we've thrown the number out there before of 10. And I feel like that's not unreasonable.
It can't all go in one place though. And I say that
Right.
for, part of
I
it has, the lion's share this time should go into the sewer. However, we should not ignore the O&M fund for the water side,
Well,
if that
7,
makes sense.
just under 7 is what the $800,000 project would cost. That's the fair Graham number to fund that loan if we get no loan forgiveness or grants
For the water main project.
for the water main project. So just $7 will cover that. So you throw 3 into O&M if you want to continue to buffer that bank account.
So that's 10 on the water side. We've done nothing for sewer and we're grossly behind there.
And we know garbage is going to go up.
That'll be another year that, understand, we have no control over.
No, I
No, I know you know
I
that.
know that.
Except for
Owl
the
doesn't
owl.
know that.
Oh,
I like even numbers.
Here's the only thing that gives me some hesitancy is we're not paying for policing right now. We don't know what that's
Right
going to look
now.
at. But if we find a solution that is not as expensive as what we were spending, that is money that can be spent elsewhere.
But
Yeah.
also,
The water.
we could also find somebody tomorrow. It could be 6 months from now. It could be a year. Is it something that we can talk about again in 6 months, or is it something that we need to do at the beginning of every year?
This is what boards of the past have done. Oh, well, it'll be okay. And they kick it down the road and it's the next board's problem.
Well, we talk about at the beginning of the year because there's people that pay annually,
Yep.
right? And I don't think saying, let's do 6 and see what happens. And then in 6 months, you're like, well, yeah, we got a new police chief and we've got all these things. Oh, and guess what? We have all these other things that are coming. Let's just go, not big, but let's find the
Well,
number
then-
that we need to do now and not just wait.
Where does this fall into? Because this kind of canvas we kicked is
But no,
You know, we've
how many
heard
household bills
feedback from people,
413?
elderly who,
350.
Who are already,
I thought it was
360.
well, there's, you know,
including businesses and
I'm,
stuff.
I
you
don't
know,
remember.
a married family with 6 kids versus I'm just one person.
and we have business owners who want us to look at their rates for
Correct,
not
which
using
that
water
is,
as
yeah.
well.
There,
And I,
so the water rate schedule is one thing. The water, I mean, a $10 up for a household shouldn't be the same $10 for the business that has a car wash, for instance. Does that make sense?
yes, it makes sense. I just
I mean-
don't know how, I mean, it comes back to, we're not getting metering anytime soon, so
That,
you just,
trust me,
Create a
we're gonna
business.
have the meter monster is gonna come back to the next meeting, I know. We can't afford it. We've talked about it.
How many connections do we have in town again?
337 is the number that I can try to work with. So just to put it into, put it into practice, so let's say we do $3 additional into the O&M. you're talking about just over 12 grand a year above what we're collecting now. And we're saying it's around $6 right now, so in total, every year it'd be just over $36,000 into our O&M instead of 24 for a $3 increase.
And the only other way is to throw, general fund money at a project.
Well, and that's, I'm not talking, policing is gonna be solved eventually. We're not gonna be paying nothing forever. But if we come up with a solution, whether that's part-time, chief with part-time officers or the sheriff's contract, that'll be much less money than 150,000. I mean, if we can get policing down to 100,000, 110, that's $40,000 a year. That's more than a $9 O&M would be.
Yeah.
That's my only hesitancy.
The only problem with that theory is the fact that there's 12 other buckets that need water put in them too.
Well, and here's my question. So if we do not levy, so when we levy for policing, then we would levy for the amount that our new policing is gonna cost us, right?
Oh, you can only the maximum you can levy for police protection is a fraction of what it costs. Last year we were able to levy, right around $10,000
Yeah, that's.
and didn't even get 10, got 9,800.
Okay.
So the real estate tax levy is a very small part of police spending.
Good to know though. You're right. That's just my thinking, if we could throw 25,000 into the general fund every year, it sounds great on paper.
It sounds great on paper, but there's still always gonna be something that needs to be bought out of the general fund. Maybe not every year, but every few years. We're gonna need a dump truck. There's always gonna be something. So you can only rob Peter to pay Paul so many times.
Well, I mean, a dump truck is something that should probably be paid for with water and sewer funds as much as anything else.
I don't disagree, and we have done that in the past. But we don't use O&M money for that.
Well, the decision is ultimately up to this board, what it wants to do.
Lucky us.
We know,
As far, let me,
another thing is we can wait to see if we get any grant or,
No,
loan forgiveness now. Fairground says in bypass, that's unlikely, but Leaf River just got that a year or two ago, so it's not unheard of. But that's kicking the can down. The road
if we're gonna do a,
Next month.
if we're gonna do a rate increase for 2026,
We
it
need to
should
do
be
that
now.
What number do you have in your head, Kyle?
1.8 billion that I did not win in the lotto, sorry.
Well, same.
Then this wouldn't be a problem because we'd buy new water main. Let me get the other thought out of my head. As far as the businesses that are paying for apartments that have no use in them because they have no one in there or whatever, maybe we come up with a non-occupied
Rate?
Does that make sense?
I think it's the other way around,
Where
where
it's-
business doesn't use water. I assume you wouldn't want to touch residential rates.
No. Resident, we're talking about a business that has
With one water main.
residents above it or
Right,
in the same building or whatever, where it's not being used.
The only problem is when it does become used,
Yeah.
we're not being notified that
Yeah.
somebody's in there until somebody drives around and sees, hey, there's a car there.
True.
And so now it's like, okay, well, now we have to start billing you because
Yeah.
you're actually there, and it's kind of on the honor system right now, I think.
What's the,
Well, they could have the water shut off if they don't wanna pay the bill.
Right.
You know.
maybe it's.
no,
There's
actually, they
only
can't.
one.
No, because it's one
No, they
line,
can't,
It's one line.
one line in.
which I've never understood how you get two bills out of one line. There are businesses that are
Landlords always
businesses in
done that.
town.
Believe me, I know when I've rented out space in my building, I get charged an extra water bill for it, so,
It's just the perks of being an owner of two.
right.
Yeah,
Which the goal is for you to then have somebody running in that space, so you
Yes.
get a cost covered by that person.
what, do we have a current copy of the rate schedule for businesses? You know where that is?
It's in the
Ordinance,
code.
right, yeah.
Where what we charge like on Al's or the bank or Casey's, all the different,
But they pay 121 as far as like what it's broken down to, I don't.
is it in the codifier book?
It is in the code. You know where our ordinance stuff?
Where's the code?
Can you grab that for me?
Like the car wash, that should be substantially.
Yeah, the car wash and like
Because
Eastland
they
is,
don't pay for garbage either. Businesses.
so where I'm going with this is you would literally decide what we're going up in residence and then just however much of a percent increase that is for the homeowner, do the same for the, instead of a dollar
Right.
amount going
I see what
up.
you're saying. Right.
And yes,
Right. Like it's
what you said earlier,
6%, 7, whatever.
I'll be honest with you, the 7% or 7%, the $7 that covers the water project that Fairgraham came up with, the 3 to O&M, which is nothing, by
Right.
the way. And we, by the way, still have not raised the sewer rate. I'm not a fan of any of this, but I don't know any other way to pay for it. And I didn't win the lottery. So I think 10 is a start,
I was gonna say, I think.
but I don't know that it's the whole answer.
I think 10 is the minimum. I mean, we already know that we need $7 increase to pay for the project that we have to do.
That is literally, by the way, bleeding is dry as we speak.
Here are the rates as of 2018, and this is just water. Residential is 64, small business 86, large 100, light commercial 150, heavy commercial 300, government churches 84, school 375. So obviously those are gonna have to be looked at anyway, because we don't have light commercial or heavy commercial anymore.
So those were broke down.
That was in 2018. So that was
And-
before
and
any of
then-
the increases that we did.
And
Sewer would be under the separate,
yeah,
on the sewer part.
sewer for a retail commercial is 25, so a large business and a retail commercial is 125, at least as of 2018, which is not where it is now.
What are they paying now?
121.
Leave it to the village of Shannon to come up with a schedule and then not use it.
Well, I'm sure it's been updated, but just the code book hasn't.
Updated backwards.
No, I'm sure there's.
That reads 128 and they said they're billing $1.21.
Well, here's
That
a would small business.
backwards.
That was for a, what did I say, $100? That's for a large business. A small business in this book is 86 plus 25, so they're getting charged, that'd be 111, so they're getting charged more than that if they're classified as a small business. Either way, this will need to be updated as well with the new classifications. Sorry, well, I don't wanna hand you things, this seems rude. So I'm gonna put it over here.
So he's gonna put them in front of you.
It's your problem.
What's that?
It's your problem, not mine.
All right,
You three are quiet, you talk, it's your turn.
I hate to raise it, but I think it's gotta go up. It's just,
I don't enjoy it, but I agree with you.
we probably won't be in here next term, but
I think we gotta think about how little well, I shouldn't say how little, but for most of our community, it's not gonna completely hurt them and it's gonna build our community more by being able to take care of these things that we have issues on.
Steve?
I'm thinking we don't have a police chief right now. There's money there. Keep trying for a grant.
Marcy?
Well, I think that sounds good in theory, but
I
that's.
say I'm talking water rates.
So, I mean, and what I do want people to remember when we vote this stuff or we decide on these things, it also affects us. So
Yep.
nobody's gonna be doing cartwheels that it's going up versus going down.
But I don't think that there's anyone in here that wants to.
No, exactly.
raise the
Yeah, I
water
don't-
rates.
I just think it needs to be said because,
I will be crowned the water Nazi tomorrow, I guarantee. And I don't enjoy this, but I don't know how else to pay for it.
so I mean,
And I know kicking the can down the road don't work.
That's what we've been doing for 30 plus years. And that's why we're in the situation we're
That's
in now.
exactly why we are where we were.
I mean, I don't think we go haywire because but I don't think we can't just say, oh, too small either.
Right.
I mean, I think 10 is a good starting point, but,
Do you go?
and if we get a grant, then, I mean, you think
Fantastic,
then
we
we
still
will
need
do a
money for
cartwheel.
later,
and then-
too.
Yeah,
So
we,
it's not
we,
like-
we still need to build an O&M fund for the next time we have this problem, so we're not in the same spot. That's the problem. And the grant thing, I don't know who we pissed off in a former life, but we ain't got one yet.
Well, it has to do with the population of the
Yeah.
town.
And the need.
We're not big enough
And-
we're not big enough for the state or federal government to worry about, sadly. We're just
That's what I was
mandated to
gonna
do
say,
it.
hoping and wishing on a grant. We've applied for how many over the last 15 years and have gotten 0 of them?
Yep.
I don't think that that's a good
Oh,
plan.
no, there was that 1,500 listed on a grant in here somewhere.
What if we went
Fine.
with 10 and if we got a grant somehow down the road, then knock it back down?
And then we
possibly?
probably won't be able to knock it back down because inflation, everything else continues to
With,
rise.
I think the 10 is the minimum. And I don't see it ever going backwards. Nothing's getting any cheaper.
No,
I mean, we still need to build an O&M fund. And $3 to the O&M fund is what I call building an O&M fund, but it's a great start. I mean, there's the way municipalities are supposed to be able to work is come up with a project, have the money for the project, and do the project. How the Village of Shannon has done it is look at the project, stare at the project, don't have the money
Like
for
an
the
emergency
project.
of a project.
Yeah. Work on the project during the meeting, and we still don't have the money for the project.
Mhm.
We'd been money ahead if the first time we talked about that water main, we'd have borrowed the money and done it. Paid the interest and been over with. Anyway. The other thing is you could do 7 this year and 7 next year. The 7 next year being on sewer. Not saying that's the right answer, but
I was thinking about that too.
It's-
Gradual.
It breaks it.
it splits up the pain, but it also splits up the bitchin. So
Well, I don't know if that's
it
more
spreads
money
out the
than-
bitchin.
And here's the thing, we're not doing this water main project tomorrow. Any money we start collecting next month is money ahead. You
That's where
also
we need
don't-
to be.
You know, that's true.
And I mean, again, I think we said $10 would be a nice starting point, so 7 now, 7, I mean, that seems,
The sad part of the 7 now, I like the 7 and 7, but it doesn't do anything for an O&M. And that's the whole push behind this.
I think Marcy said 10, so 7 for water, 3 for O&M, right? That's
And then
what-
do you do 5 next year?
If we had to.
I'd like to say we're gonna leave it better for the next group. It ain't popular, but that's what needs to be done.
I would agree with that.
I'll make the motion for a $10 water increase on the residential side to be adjusted by percentage to the
commercial
Business.
business.
businesses. Does that make sense?
yep. I mean,
Proportionate increase in business.
Proportionally, yes.
Second.
And that's 7 for water, 3 for O&M, to be clear.
By the way, I just broke the wrong rule. We didn't raise a dime for sewer.
Anyone want to second that motion?
Alan did.
You're missing.
I'm missing the
Oh, I didn't hear you either. so.
I did.
That's good.
Admittedly.
Somebody on YouTube did.
All right, Alan,
Yes.
Miller,
Yep,
Shevitz,
Yes.
Minders,
Yes,
Reuter,
yes.
Manthey.
Yes.
So is this going into effect of the next water bill? Immediately?
Yeah, it's a 2026 kick in the butt.
Well, I think when we bill February, that's when the annuals.
Yes,
pay, so.
yes.
Also for annual, to make sure we're
I
getting.
see an unplugged phone.
Yeah.
I think Denise has that.
Okay, whenever I've asked, it's been a problem to find out, so. just make
That's
sure.
Yeah, I'll track that down.
Is
for you.
there a slight discount if they pay annual? No.
There used to be, used to get a month free. I don't remember.
Wow,
When we
that's a
moved to
lot.
town, there was, you got something, so much off to pay for a year.
Within
Hasn't been that
$10.
way since I lived here.
Yeah, there you go, you get the $10 job, but yeah.
I don't remember when you-
Yeah,
Annually.
just the $10 for the year.
$4 a month.
Right. Oh, yeah, there you go, another year.
I just didn't wanna do it through
Good night,
like
everyone.
12 checks.
Okay, good night.
Have a good night. Yeah, I didn't wanna write 12 checks.
All right, this discussion on the role, responsibilities, pay of deputy clerk and clerk. We could do this in executive session if we would like. Or we can
I would like to, executive session, I think.
Second.
from the roles, responsibilities, and pay of specific village employees.
Who seconded it?
I guess
You?
it's,
Okay.
All day.
Employment, compensation, discipline, performance, or dismissal of specific employees of the public body,
Motion number
C1.
1.
All right, we have a first and a second. Any opposed? Unopposed.